Kennedy announces that he will be unable to call tonight's game due to prostate cancer treatments. Kennedy has called more than 1,400 straight games up until tonight. In his announcement, he says he's about 2 weeks into treatment and is feeling good. If he continues to feel that way, he will likely not miss any more games.